you have to think she gave her backstory saying that the only family that she knew was slaughtered in front of her. So she spent the last 10 years hunting down Anakin, trying to kill Anakin, and finally she killed. She had believed that she killed the Grand Inquisitor. Number one, she probably had personal vendetta against him because he was an asshole to her. So she was like, okay, I finally killed him. Now next is the big bad. We're gonna kill Vader. So not only did she not kill Vader, she also found out that she didn't kill the Grand Inquisitor, and he was there to mock her. So that part was really sad, and I'm kind of glad that she didn't die right away because I feel like her story is going to continue. So that's not how she's going to die. But for that last few moments, I don't exactly know what she's going to do.
Welcome back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me interrupting Jordan weekly. Every week, all week. I'm your host or co-host, Apollo, and then there's this guy. This guy put his all together. What's your name, guy?
Rusty.
Rusty. All right, I thought you said Frosty, but yeah, this episode was probably my fucking favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
So much
that was great.
They gave us so much in this episode that no one asked for, and we couldn't be more happy with it. First things first, me and you were having a chat. It's towards the end of the episode where Reva decides to act on her hatred for Vader. We finally get into, where her origin comes from. We'll get into that for a second. But the key details, because we were just really on it for a second, she decides to, try and stab Vader.
Or slash him. She went for like this kind of motion. Yeah,
and of course, he sensed it, he caught it. Of course, you can't kill a big bad, right? And of course, this isn't where his story ends, anyways. Of course, but
right, of course.
So then after that, they have this really cool duel. It's like the best in the show so
far. Was
far.
cold.
That
was cold.
When he snapped her lightsaber, he took it from her and he snapped it. And he threw one end to her. I was like, damn, that's a challenge that you're not going to win. You might. He just
whooped your ass.
Yeah.
He just whooped your ass, took your lightsaber, gave you half your lightsaber back, and said, now fight me like a man.
Right.
That was...
to escape Vader, but when you duel him, you're not
going to win. When you duel him, you're not going to win. I mean, of course, there's like that whole plot armor because he's destined to die at episode 6.
Right.
But Vader, that was great.
It was great. Vader does end up stabbing her with her own lightsaber. And you made the comment that was pretty sad.
Yeah, it kind of was, because it was just like, love her or hate her, she had this whole thing going on for her. You figured out what exactly she was doing when she was actually hunting Vader. Of course, what I said before was I thought that she had a personal vendetta against Kenobi, which she doesn't exactly have, but she's also hateful towards Kenobi because he wasn't there. Probably like she is with every other Jedi. So it's not unique towards Kenobi himself. Well, technically it is, because she said that it was his Padawan, but still...
It's your message.
It's more kind of. It's more so her singular hatred is going towards Anakin.
Right.
And she was, she's hunting. We found in this episode that she's actually hunting him down.
That's what Kenobi. And she didn't deny it.
Yeah. That's what I feel like gave it away. And then the other moment that I really enjoyed was when don't worry, I'll go back to my comment about it being really sad. But the other moment I really enjoyed was when Kenobi surrendered, and then he was like, "You're not bringing him. So you're not bringing me to him. I'm bringing him to you." And I was like, "Oh, you sneaky, clever bastard!" And I didn't think he was going to go for the escape route. I thought that he was gonna, because like when he was taking down the stormtroopers, like after that, I was like, okay, he's probably going to go back, maybe find his lightsaber, and then try to finish the job.
Right.
I didn't expect him to run, but at the same time, I feel like it makes sense too. But anyway, when she died, you have to think she gave her backstory saying that the only family that she knew was slaughtered in front of her. So she spent the last 10 years hunting down Anakin, trying to kill Anakin, and finally she killed. She believed that she killed the Grand Inquisitor. To number one, she probably had personal vendetta against him because he was an asshole to her. So she was like, okay, I finally killed him. Now next is the big bad. We're gonna kill Vader. So not only did she not kill Vader, she also found out that she didn't kill the Grand Inquisitor, and he was there to mock her. So that part was really sad, and I'm kind of glad that she didn't die right away because I feel like her story is going to continue. So that's not how she's going to die.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for that last few moments, I don't exactly know what she's going to do.
Neither do I. She picked up the holo projector. It was kind of like
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like a cell phone where people can, you can talk to people coming and going, make coming and going calls, and then
Mm-hmm.
they can also leave you kind of like a message.
One key detail, though, that she probably won't make out is Bail Organa. Oh,
Right.
wait.
I didn't see his face in
You
that
know what?
hologram.
No, that's stupid because she literally kidnapped his daughter, so never mind.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, she's not gonna know who he is, but I just realized
Well, wait,
she
no.
orchestrated this
She
entire
she
thing.
couldn't, really know that is Bale. It could be somebody else that Kenobi knows. I didn't
Right,
see his face at all. He didn't say his name or anything. So
right.
it could still be that she's not going to find out. She just knows that there's another kid,
Oh,
a force sensitive kid
she
on
may,
Tatooine.
yeah, she may not put together that Leia and Leia is connected to this other kid. She may not even put that together.
Then my biggest question is, what's she going to do now? Is Reva going to go to Tatooine, find this kid, kill him, maybe bring him to Vader, try and pledge her allegiance again? Because you got to think,
No,
how many times has Vader tried to kill Palpatine, and Palpatine just like, you're weak, do my bidding, and then eventually you will get what you want. The rule of two.
right.
Eventually
That's the
you will
rule of
try to
two.
betray me. He may let it happen.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, it
But
didn't happen. But I'm just saying,
this is an Inquisitor. He uses the Inquisitors as tools.
of course,
It's not a Sith master apprentice relationship. It's you do this shit, we let you live.
right.
That's how it is. If anything at all, she would take like Starkiller's role. Is where he's training her, and then eventually he wants their combined strength to kill Sidious,
Right.
and then she'll become the master, and his apprentice will become the apprentice. If anything, she will take on a Starkiller role. But I honestly don't even think that would happen.
It's. I mean, I don't know. It's like, what exactly is she really gonna do with that knowledge? That there's a force sensitive kid on Tatooine. I mean, I don't even think she's gonna even know where to look. First of all, but it
Yeah.
just begs the question: what is she gonna do with that information? And we don't know. I really don't think that. Obviously, I think obviously she's gonna make it out because remember what the Grand Inquisitor
Mhm.
said. He kind of pulled a Maul. He kind of pulled like a quote from Maul. Um, I don't even remember exactly what he said word for word, but he said something about. Fuck, I kind of want to look at what exactly he said.
Are you talking about when he first came in?
Yeah, when
About
he first came in and he saw
how
her.
revenge is a good motivation to live.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Revenge is a good motivation to live.
that had like a double like meaning to it because
What do you
they
mean?
all knew, because like he was like, I I survived that so I could see you fail,
Mm-hmm.
but he was also like mocking her, saying it's like it's ironic that you lived all these 10 years with the motivation to kill Vader and you're not gonna do it. Because
I like that.
that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like he meant was like, hey, you should know better than anyone that this is a great motive to live, but unfortunately, it's not going to pay off for you. It's paying off for me. It's not going to pay off for you.
I like that. I like that. Um, let's start off. So that's pretty much where the episode ends. But let's start
Mm-hmm.
off the episode with the good old scene of back into the Clone Wars era.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. We get to see
I loved it.
Coruscant, and as soon as you see Coruscant, the upper levels, you exactly know what it is.
Right.
There you see Obi-Wan in his Jesus persona, space Jesus persona. You see Obi-Wan,
Oh
and you
no.
see Anakin, of course, he's got the Padawan braid and the little
So it was
ponytail.
episode. Yeah, so it was episode like near episode 2. Anakin. He didn't have any armor either, so I think it was like pre-episode 2.
Yeah. It would have been.
Probably like at least like a few months before
Come to think of it,
episode 2 started.
the only time we actually really ever saw, now correct me if I'm wrong, hair braid Anakin. Did we see him when he went to go kill the Tuscans? Did we see him with the braid when he went to go kill the Tuscans? Because
Yeah.
when they get it
I
cut
think
off
he-
ceremonially, they are.
Yeah, I think he had that braid for the entirety of episode 2.
It's. I think it's Padawan, and then from Padawan, Jedi Knight. And
Yeah.
then after that, it's Jedi Master.
Mm-hmm.
But the only
Yeah,
time...
he had it. He was the Padawan for the entirety of episode 2.
Right, no, but
So when
I
he-
didn't
so when
remember
he-
him seeing. I didn't remember seeing the braid, so maybe he was in his Jedi Knight persona.
No, I feel like
fresh
it
out of
was.
Padawan stage.
I feel like it was dark and you just didn't see it.
I'm gonna have to research that, but
We're gonna have to
you're
just rewatch episode 2.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong, but the only time that I really remember that is the only time I really remember seeing that is like at the end of episode 1, where they're at the ceremony and you see young Anakin in his Padawan robes.
Mm-hmm.
But that could have been like, I don't know. Because I mean, how long does it take for hair to grow out? Because I feel like they have to.
I mean, I feel like he was like a year older.
Is it behind the ear? It is behind the ear, isn't it? Ahsoka didn't have a braid, so what did she have?
No, she did.
She has.
They
like
attached.
normal people.
Yeah, they attach braids to him. If you look, she has a braid.
But I wonder what kind of freaking braid. Maybe it was like a chain.
Maybe a chain. Maybe they took a locket of hair from someone else. I mean, they are a cult. I'm just.
You're not wrong.
All right, maybe they're not a cult, but like.
It's a. I like to say
They're
that
cults.
it's a religion.
Same thing.
I guess.
So
I guess
I just
so.
rewatched it. I'm at this
What?
point where
We talked.
I'm at the-
2 hours.
I'm
to watch
at-
this movie during the podcast.
no. I skipped ahead. Obviously, he still has the braid during the minor genocide at the Tuscans.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, right now I'm seeing where he's holding his mom, and he has the braid.
You know what? I remember.
I think he had the braid for the entirety of the movie.
Now remind me if this happened or not, but I remember way back in the subconscious of my mind, I remember seeing a scene, and I think it might have been from the 2005 series, where they are actually like all the Jedi Masters are around him, and then he cuts his own thing off, his own braid off.
After him going through the trials.
Yeah, is that where that's from?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that series is canon because
No, it's not.
you meant to say 2003, right? It was a 2003
2005?
Clone Wars. 2005 was the Clone Wars we all know and love. I think 2003 is the Samurai Jack art style.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just didn't remember how far it extended, but when it ended. But
Yeah, Ahsoka had there's a picture here. I'm trying to like enlarge it. I'm trying to see if it was metal or if it was looks like it's metal.
okay.
It's like a piece of jewelry, but she had a braid, and I think like any species, whether it be hair or like a piece of jewelry that they have to attach to them, they have a braid to them.
Okay. Well, that answers that question. We do get to see them training, and we see a little bit of well, actually, as soon as they started clashing sabers, that's when it kind of panels over to Vader on his Star Cruiser, and then we do see Reva actually getting knighted into a Grand Inquisitor. Obviously, not for very long.
Right. It was all just bullshit.
Right. And then I kind of wondered, at what point does Vader just say, "All right, enough with the hoopla. I don't care about you, and I'm going to kill you eventually. So let's just not have fun with this." You know what I mean? He's just like, "All right, here you go. Here's your medal."
Yeah.
2
We're
days
just
later,
Where's the ceremony? Don't worry, it's not gonna last long.
You'll be dead within the next year.
Yeah, just go do your job. Just
And
this is you're about to retire.
When he calls them in for
You're
an
about to have-
evaluation after like each mission, he's like, all right, just feeds them their saber or his own saber. He's like, all right, sit. He's like, tell me about the mission. Before they can even talk.
You're about to get some time off for
indefinitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Permanent vacation.
This is your last shift. When you clock out, you don't need to clock back in for quite a bit. So have fun with this shift.
After that, we see Kenobi and that big, it's kind of like a shuttle almost. Go back to Jabeam. Everyone's there. We finally get to see how big. I don't really know if that's called the path or not. We were kind of figuring that out. Maybe that whole operation, like everybody there is just like a refugee from somewhere, maybe like wanted.
Yeah.
Because we even get to see, what's his face, the Jedi wannabe.
I mean, he turned out to be like good in the end.
Okay. I mean, he's okay. What did it?
I mean, he still like scam people and shit, but he did save Kenobi. So
like he's kind
of. And then he went to go on to say that he feels like a real Jedi, which like I got the joke, but like, did you need to say it?
He's like he scams people while also helping them. So he's kind of like an asshole, you know what I mean?
He's like an anti-hero, you know? He's just like, yeah,
hey,
getting you help, but like it's gonna cost you extra.
Right.
Little magic tricks and shit. Like, that's the other thing. That's so risky. Like, why are you gonna go around advertise you're a Jedi?
And then
like, I know it's on the DL, but like,
there where
it's like, yeah.
He was like,
that's the other thing that kind of doesn't make sense either. Is why? Well, I guess people would embrace Jedi because of the grip of the Empire, but at the same time, during the Republic era, they started to not like the Jedi.
Mm-hmm. We saw that. We saw that closer to the end of the series.
Yeah, so
they went there. They were like, "I don't want you to bring this war here to my planet that's been neutral for so many years."
Right, and the Jedi just come in and screw it up.
Right, they really do. I mean, they end up like saving the day at the end of the episode, or the end of the.
But at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost?
You messed up. You messed up my lawn.
And now these people,
my wife and daughter are slaughtered.
Right, and now you've brought
you
to the Republican side.
And now we're going to join the Republic.
To the Republic. What do you think they're called Republicans in the Star Wars universe? No, like honestly, like I don't know. Like what are they called?
I don't know, but like I don't think there was really like a two-party system in there because there was. It was literally called the CIS, the Republic.
No,
there was a
separatist. Yeah, but I feel like that's just another name.
And then there was
CIS, isn't it?
No, CIS stood for Central Independent Systems, I think. No, Confederation of Independent Systems.
Okay, that makes sense.
I believe that's what it stood for. Why they were called separatists, I don't really quite remember, but as far as like the inwards of the actual
separatist side too.
Yeah. As far as the Republic goes, I don't know if there was any other party system, but then again, after episode 2, after like the Chancellor got like most of the powers, that there really wasn't that much need for a party system. I mean, there really isn't much need for.
He funded.
Yeah.
The separatist side.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is like on the forefronts. Let's forget that he had anything to do with the separatists in the background. In the Republican, what's the word? Politics or political system was that there was only representatives from different planets, and that was basically it. They just voiced their concerns for their planets. And that was it. There was no real party going from like one thing to the other. It was all just like, okay, we're at war. We don't want this planet to be attacked. There was really no like talk about like taxes and shit. It was just war here and there.
Right.
So it just I don't think there really was. Maybe they are called Republicans, but I'm not sure. to be honest.
Right. It's just kind of up in the air right now. But um, to kind of continue, I don't even remember how we got off track. How the hell?
Start talking about like damn politics of Star
Something
Wars.
about
Just
the path.
were the Republicans or you know?
Mother of God. So, so there were a lot of people there from. I'm guessing, like I said, that was like the path, or just people, like the other quote unquote Jedi guy that was scamming people. He was just like, now he's wanted by the Empire. So mostly that was probably someone that were, either in cahoots with a Jedi, someone that was Force sensitive, or someone that was in general just looking to make a better life for themselves and get away from the Empire. Because I think at that point, like after 10 years, I don't know how far out in all of the rims that they were. You have the inner rim and the outer rim.
Yeah.
And then there's another one, but I can't remember the name. But we don't really know exactly what their reach extended to at that point yet. I feel like,
Right.
now that I say that, I feel like maybe everywhere that the Republic had control over just kind of turned into the Empire's control, because the Empire sprouted from the Republic. So maybe that's what that is. But Vader tells Reva, we're gonna storm that place, or not storm it, but more or less. Well, yeah. He was like, all right, I want you to begin this attack. We're gonna take. Well, no, I was gonna say everybody, but really he was gonna just take Kenobi, because he was.
I mean, everyone there is gonna die, but
Everyone
that's what he
there's
was
gonna
focused
die,
on.
yeah, but he is mainly focused on Kenobi, and more or less killing everyone else quickly and making him suffer, basically.
So I saw a TikTok that was comparing the Kenobi series to the actual Star Wars films.
Okay.
So
How do you feel about that?
the way that it goes is episode 1 was introduced a core child character, Anakin and Leia. Episode 2 goes to where Obi-Wan and Leia are being chased by bounty hunters in a large city. Attack of the Clones, that was like kind of like the opposite happened, where they were chasing down a bounty hunter in a large city. Number 3 was Anakin versus Vader. No, why did I say that? Anakin versus Obi-Wan, but instead Obi-Wan gets burned. Episode 4, Leia gets captured and tortured, or almost tortured, and needs to be rescued. Both exactly happened that way in either war. And number 5 was the Empire attacked a little like resistance group, and they nearly, and then they escaped, like just by like the hair of their head. So the prediction of episode 6, how did he put it? I know that he said that Qui-Gon was gonna like appear as a Force ghost at the end, because near the end of episode 6, the Force ghosts were there. As far as everything else went, I can't remember exactly what he said.
Maybe
he said that Leia will be set up to be like a leader of like the Resistance.
Okay.
And then something else. Still young, but I mean, maybe that time kind of like pushed her perspective to like, this is what I need to do in life.
Right. Maybe. Remember how maybe Vader and Obi-Wan will have a final fight. I don't know where it would possibly be. And then Reva comes up and does join him, and then tries to take out Vader. While Vader actually does end up killing Reva fully.
You guys will throw her down an elevator shaft.
And well, no, but you know what I mean. Maybe she kills the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, and the Grand Inquisitor. No, that's right. Because Grand Inquisitor is still alive in Rebels. Shit. Well, okay, something's gonna happen, and then Reva finally fully dies, but then Kenobi's gonna be there to like watch her pass.
You know what it is? Reva's gonna figure out about Luke.
Okay, well that's
you remember. Okay, so you remember in episode 6 where Vader found about Leia, because he says it through the Force and shit. So like maybe that will be the comparison in this last episode.
Right, but yeah. I mean, but like, what is? I don't know what the hell she's gonna do with that knowledge. There's nothing that can be done. I mean, if you want to kill the child, there's that, but like, it's not like she's gonna turn the child into Vader.
She could like say, "Hey, you had a son," and she somehow figures that out. You had a son. If I can't
I
kill you, I'm gonna
don't
kill your son.
think
That'd be kind of,
no,
that's
because
far fetched. That's far fetched,
Very
but like, I don't really know what she's gonna do with that information.
right. I mean, I don't know. It's so up in the air. I'm very interested, but
I mean, maybe at the very least to get to Obi-Wan, because
right.
she still does hate Obi-Wan.
Maybe it's like
Like,
a race to Tatooine. Maybe Obi-Wan has a final fight with Reva, and he kills her. And then we see
yeah,
Maul. No, I'm fucking. No, but like, he kills her, and then
Maul
lays her
shows up.
down, and then he's like, "Is he the chosen one? He will avenge us."
Just everyone goes to Tatooine to die and just says, "Luke will avenge us."
Who the fuck is Luke? Who's this kid? I was just. Why did I say that?
You're protecting someone. He's going to avenge us all.
That's great. Let's talk about when they do go to the fortress, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole squad's there.
Yeah,
And
the entire squad's there.
Yeah, they're trying to break
Squatted
down the
up.
door.
Mm-hmm.
Layla, is it Layla? The droid? Lola. Lola is still like a spy. So remember we thought that she somehow like reprogrammed her? I guess she technically did, but like later on, Lola messes something up with the doors. The doors shut, so they can't really escape.
So what you're trying to say is, why didn't Lola go after the other doors?
No, what I'm trying to say is,
Oh.
why was that thing on her so easy to just take off? Because it kind of seemed like it was one of those things that were on C-3PO and R2 from back in episode 4.
But like a very smaller version, it may have just been like...
It was kind of like under her wing, it looked like, I thought.
Yeah, I think it was probably made for convenience, like you could easily put it on and easily take it off.
Maybe, but...
Yeah.
So, that happened. Layla
That or Leia just used the Force.
Layla is still like a spy, but eventually gets, kind of turned back or reprogrammed back or whatever.
Lola, yeah.
Mother of God. But anyways, so they're trapped in there, and the firing squad's right on the other side of the door. Kenobi's like, all right, I'm gonna stall, and they have Obi-Wan and Reva have somewhat of like a little bit of a chat.
And Reva's like, you're not buying any time. I know what you're doing. And then he immediately got in her head, like...
He starts off the conversation like, how did you know back on that other planet? How did you know, which we confirmed was not Coruscant. We kind of confirmed that back in...
Daiyu.
They said it in episode 2, and we didn't catch it, so that's our fault. We thought it was Coruscant. At least me and Scott did. I forgot you weren't here for that.
No, I didn't think... when I was watching it, I didn't think it was Coruscant, because they did say it. I can't remember... At first, I thought it was, but I remember them saying the actual name. I didn't remember the name.
It flew over my head.
After it, but I was just like... I knew it was a Coruscant, but then he said it again in this episode, and I just remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
So he's like, on Daiyu, you said that you knew that Anakin was Vader. How did you know that? And then he starts piecing all these things together, like light Yagami, and he's just like, wait, you were a youngling. And
I'm gonna make an edit now with like Kira's theme over it. No, not Kira's theme, Elle's theme, and it's just like paused Obi-Wan, and you see all like these images, like an inward like monologue. It's like, if she knew he was Anakin, she had to be around this time, and just piecing shit together.
Can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be great.
I'm not gonna make it.
Damn it. Anyway, so he's piecing all these things together, and he's like, you were a young one. You were there, weren't you? And she's just like kind of reliving all these memories as he's talking, and he's just like, she's like, all right, you need to stop, because it still haunts her to this day. after, she starts having all these flashbacks to back then, really cool. We get to see Anakin with his 501st. It was the 501st, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or wait, no, it
Yeah.
was a different because
No, because
Commander
they split
Oppo
off.
was there. You remember?
What are you saying?
Okay, I might be saying his name wrong, but the lore behind that is that George Lucas, I think, was good friends with the same guy who created Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
Commander Oppo, I believe it was Oppo, not Appa, but Oppo, they called him that because of Appa, right? So he had Aang's arrow pointing downwards on his helmet. That was Commander Oppo. So,
Oh, okay. It was like,
I
yeah.
don't believe he was in the 501st. I mean, we already know that it was Rex,
But,
and but
yeah, but I do believe that it was the 501st. Maybe he was dispatched with them.
maybe there were more teams over there then. I just remember.
Probably.
I feel like Oppo's colors were lighter in blue than the 501st, which seemed to me like they were darker in blue. But
Oh, first we're darker in blue, but like, I think there's multiple teams there.
yeah, maybe that's it. But anyways, we do get to see Anakin, live action
Oh, that's
again,
great.
slaughtering.
It's even funnier
younglings.
the second time.
Right. Slaughtering younglings for the second time after so many years. Flashbacks. Chef's kiss. That's like the best part of this episode.
And then her saying the thing about her saying, so, oh dude, someone's gotta make it. I'm gonna try to make the edit of her saying, like, I thought he was here to help us, and then I immediately thought of that kid. It's like, Master Skywalker, there's too many of them, what are we gonna do? It was chilling hearing what she was saying. Like, yeah, like, at first, like, there, I feel like Ewan McGregor in that one scene where he just couldn't stop laughing
behind the
about
scenes where he had to cover his mouth because he couldn't stop
yeah,
laughing.
about
I
him.
think he started laughing
but,
out
like,
the door again.
But literally, it's become like such an internet meme, like, of Anakin slaughtering younglings. It's just like, it's not funny, but it should never be funny, but it is. So whenever I feel like whenever I hear it, like, seeing it happen, it's just like, it's kind of funny. But also, like, putting it in the reality of, like, all jokes aside, it's like her sitting there saying, like, oh, we thought that he was there to help us,
right?
Instead he slaughtered everyone in front of me. It should have been chilling, but
we know too much of, like, the behind the scenes stuff to not to not care. It's like, oh, as this was happening, Obi-Wan or Ewan McGregor was literally laughing with
right.
this person.
I remember, like, re-looking at that scene after, like, mentioning that. I could see, like, little, like, pieces, like, little parts of his muscles in his face and started to, like, make a grin right before he just,
it's so funny to think,
messed up.
It's so funny to think that Ewan McGregor hearing, like voicing that he was slaughtering younglings, and then just laughing afterwards on set, and then, like, after 5 takes, he's like, all right, I got it now, and he just covers his mouth, like, the slaughtering younglings, and then you just see, like, little bits of his cheek move up and down, where he's trying. It could have been,
it could have been like an inside joke in, like, the actual set. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some explanation why he was laughing. Like, it can't just be the murdering of children that Ewan McGregor finds comedy in.
Well, I mean, okay, it's not that. Maybe it's just hearing himself say something like that makes him laugh.
Oh, I guess younglings is weird. Yeah.
When you're in that set, or not even, like, maybe he wasn't in the right set of mind, but he was just, like, on set, like, all right, I'm gonna have to say this. Mm-hmm. All right, that sounds ridiculous. I'm gonna laugh about it. Kind of like I like the reference, and it's not a good reference, but behind the scenes of episode 7, where they're like, I didn't know that there was so much green in the galaxy or in the universe. It's just the green screen. Like, how do you not laugh at that? You know what I mean?
I love that.
Like
I remember seeing that shit for the first time. It was just like, that's funny.
Like, I get it being on scene, like, that's kind of funny, right? But at the same
Right.
time, I feel like it might be able to connect to what Ewan McGregor had to go with, because he's like, all right, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe I had to say that. That's kind of funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, after that whole talk, it doesn't really go well. He was really trying to pull her over to his side, and I thought maybe it was really going to work, because she looked like she was contemplating it, like together, me and you can really take him. You know, you're not serving him.
I feel like that was his plan, really. Like,
Right, and
or rather, that's at the time I thought his plan was to take Vader on with her.
I think it still might be. Mainly
I feel
because after he gave himself up, you said it earlier in the episode, earlier in this episode, he was like, he was looking at her, and all seriousness, he was like, you're not bringing me to him, I'm bringing him to you. And in his mind, you know, you're like, all right, you know what that means. Me and you are gonna have to team up. But then I feel like maybe his plan changed, and he ran back, you know, shooting the stormtroopers, and was like, all right, I'm just gonna go. You know, because she didn't follow through.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like maybe he gave her a last minute chance to agree.
See, the point that she made was like, do you really want to kill Anakin?
Right.
Like, is that really your goal? I think deep down he doesn't want to do it.
Right, of course.
Even though that Anakin's become so much worse than, you know, what he was by any standard. There's just something in him that can't really kill him. Like, even at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he didn't finish the job. He assumed the job was done, but he could bear to actually, like, go down and be like, all right, we're done here. Decapitate.
Right. Right.
You know.
No, I understand that.
So, to a point, like, I feel like his plan isn't to fight Vader. For a second there, I thought it was. But then she said that, and then when he ran away, I was like, okay, he doesn't want to fight Vader. He doesn't want to kill him. He just wants to get Leia back home and go eat whatever the hell that thing is out in the desert. Little cuts of meat.
Gotta ride it like a bantha. I saw the funniest picture. I saw the funniest picture of damn it, Ray Park dressed up in Maul's uniform on the scooter, and he just has like below the waist, he's got sneakers on and white tube socks on, and like here he is in the half gown, but it's like sleeves like this, so he's just got no paint on his arms, and he's just got it full like full cowl face and face on.
Yeah,
and I don't know, it's just really funny to me. And he was looking back at the camera. He was kind of smiling as he was on the scooter from episode 1. I don't know, it was kind of funny to me, but.
You know, Maul was supposed to have a lot more lines in episode 1.
I think that's what I heard. I think he only literally has like 2 lines.
So Ray Park was like the he only had like 2 lines, but Ray Park was supposed to be just the stuntman for Maul, and then there was supposed to be like someone else, like, you know, like you know, playing Maul, you know, doing different voice lines here and there, but then I think they changed the script to where Maul only had like 2 lines, and then they were like, all right, the stuntman will do. It's not like he could, you know, screw it up that bad.
And he did phenomenal.
He did all right. I mean, he only had like 2 lines, so.
No, I meant like his body movements and stuff like.
Oh yeah, well, he was the stuntman.
Right. That's
I mean,
true.
he knew different like martial arts and all that shit.
It makes more
sense,
right.
He did his job phenomenally, but his job was not to act. His job was to choreograph and do different stunts.
Right.
Same thing goes for Solo. I think he only had like 1 or 2 lines in Solo, because that was Ray Park that played him in Solo.
He had a little bit more lines. He had more lines in Solo than he did for episode 1. I know that for a fact.
But it wasn't by much.
No, it wasn't by much, but still.
It wasn't by much.
But yeah,
I think he did all right in Solo, but at the same time,
I'm still baffled that they got him back for Solo.
That was great.
It was great. I really wish,
dude. I was literally on the edge of my seat with that shit.
I remember watching it after years of not seeing it after it came out, and then I'm like, how did I not see this sooner? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was, dude. When I saw like the mechanical legs, something in my mind already knew. Like, wait,
Hmm.
there's no fucking way.
Hmm.
Because I went to go see. I went to go see it with my dad. I can't remember if it was a gift to me or a gift to him, but we went to go see it, and that it was like literally like opening night. Um, when I saw the mechanical legs, I literally was like, I almost jumped out of my chair. I was like, that's. And then when he finally like full on reveal, I was just dead.
Hmm.
I was like, "There's no," because me. I think like Maul is probably my favorite Sith Lord, at least in the main Skywalker timeline.
Right. A lot of
So
people are
that
like
was
he's a
great to
little.
see.
A lot of people are literally like he's a little overrated at this point, mainly because people just keep talking about him.
I I guess, but like at the same time, I don't know. I think that it's kind of hard to keep like a healthy medium when it comes to that. Either he's underrated and he was killed off in episode one, or he's overrated and he was doing a bunch of shit. Honestly, I like how his character arc went. To be honest,
Hmm. Hmm.
all the way from start to finish. I liked how he was like making a criminal syndicate. He had his own apprentice. Um,
I also
he
love the way he
finally
talked. Also,
in oh you mean in the Clone Wars?
yeah, just like
Yeah,
the
Sam
fact
Sam
that
Witwer
Sam Witwer
does.
really gave him a lot
Yeah,
more character.
Sam Witwer was a phenomenal voice actor for him.
Was there more of him in the comics after like episode one? Was there
Um,
more of him in the comics, and then we got to see more of him in the shows?
I think there was like some comics that I don't think were considered canon where he survived, or there was like some like stories about before, but I don't think any of them were really canon. And then or considered canon for that time. But then of course Clone Wars came out, and then Dave Filoni brought him back. So there was that, and then there were some comics based off of like after he got captured by Sidious, what he had to go through to escape again, and how he got to where he was in season 7. So, and I've heard, I've listened to the equivalent to an audiobook of those comics. They're pretty good. They're a pretty good read. I think it was called The Son of Dathomir.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah,
Those are comic canon though, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean the way that they're written, it literally picks up like right after he gets captured by
Oh,
Sidious.
okay. Nice.
So I feel like they are canon.
Eventually, they knock down the door. There's this giant
Mhm.
like battle scene between like the I'm just gonna call them the Path and the Stormtrooper, the
Yeah.
Empire, which is
Hmm.
pretty cool to see. We just see Kenobi going full out. At first, he was having a bit of trouble at the um, at first, in the last episode, I didn't really give a name for the Inquisitor station, and they had a name for it. I think it
There's
was
a name. It's
Inquisitorius,
yeah.
some station Inquisitorius or something, and I'm like, okay. Um,
That's some George Lucas shit right there. He came in. He came in. To I swear this is the last time I'll go off track, but he came in um to like the development team of The Force Unleashed, and like saw the concept art for Starkiller and said that is going to be Darth Insidious. And then everyone just like laughed and said, this thought he was joking, and he was like, I'm not joking. Yeah, there was another name that was also ridiculous. I can't really remember what it was, but yeah, it was. He's like, yeah, that's gonna be Darth Insidious, and he left the studio. And then I think they waited a little bit for him to forget of their existence, and then put the video game out.
but he worked with it though, didn't he?
Yeah, for 5 seconds and try to name
Wait,
Starkiller Darth
he didn't have
Insidious.
any more. He didn't touch any more of that game.
I don't really think so.
I mean, the
And
game is
then
great. Whoever
it
worked
is,
on it was
it
great, but I
is.
figured maybe
But
he put a lot
sometimes
of
he'd be
his thought
making
into it.
sometimes he'd be making like weird decisions. I remember like the Darth Maul game. Like there was supposed to be like two main characters, which was Darth Maul and then some
Talon.
red Twi'lek.
Darth Talon.
Yeah,
That's her name.
but they existed 1,000 years apart from each other.
Huh?
Yeah, I think Darth Talon was like
Older than Maul?
no, I'm saying, well, yes, in a way. I think Darth Talon was like back in like the Old Republic eras.
Okay.
Or was it, or was it that she was in the future? Because
Whether it's
the
canon,
way that he played it off was that Darth Maul's character was a clone. Yeah, it was dumb. It was kind of dumb.
but a clone of
But
actual Darth Maul.
yeah,
Okay.
because the way that it came about was like he took like two action figures, one of Darth Talon. I'm hoping we're talking about the same person here.
We're talking about the same person, 100%. Whether it's canon or
Darth
not,
Talon.
yeah, whether it's canon or not. Remember the Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, we are.
Knights of the Old Republic.
You should try playing it. Yeah.
That's Old Republic. Just Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh right, yeah, that, yeah.
Well, it might just be Old Republic. I don't know if Old Republic comes before Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
No, it comes after,
Okay.
because it isn't. So answer me this: is the whole point of Knights of the Old Republic is you're playing as and you become Darth Revan, right?
I don't think so. I think Darth Revan
I thought
is a
that's what it
character
was.
that you can like play against. You know what I mean? Like he's
Okay,
the main bad guy. Whether you
so
kill him or not, I don't know. I don't think those
okay,
games are canon. Like I said, whether it's canon or not,
right.
there are plenty of cinematics for those games, and I can't remember which one this one belongs to, but it's the two sons. And
That was the Old Republic.
it might be canon.
That one's
It
that
might be
one's
canon.
that one is the Old Republic, but I will say this real quick: is the Old Republic, the MMO, comes after Knights of the Old Republic, because if Revan is part of the Knights of the Old Republic, the Old Republic had this little, or at least for my storyline, had this little cult that was, it was like a rogue Sith cult, that was like worshiping the teachings of Revan.
Oh,
So Revan already existed and died and was reborn and then died again. It was some weird shit.
okay.
But he had already existed by the point of when my character came into play.
Those games
So
are like 99% legend, except for the fact that Revan is now canon. But still,
yeah,
um, whether this part is canon or not, there's a cinematic where there's
there's yeah.
the two sons, and then whether I always thought it was their father, but I don't think it is. It's this guy all dressed in white, and then it's like the Empire basically, where all of this troops are like dressed in white and gold armor, or as looks like that. But nonetheless, I follow a couple pages.
They had an
panels.
empire back then, but go on.
Yeah. I follow. It's just like a reprint.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it really is.
Right.
Their armor is so
They need to
similar.
do something other than
It
the
was
First Order. I mean, I don't mind seeing
yeah.
how they came to be, like a movie on that, but please, for the love of God. But anyways, so there's a scene in that cinematic where you see the brothers on this planet, and they're killing what appears to be Sith, and maybe even other Jedi. I really don't know, but it was a Twi'lek that looked like Darth Talon. Of course, I don't think that's actually Darth Talon, but so that makes me believe that maybe there are some. It kind of makes me believe that maybe at one point Darth Talon could have existed, if not for that video game to be like a work in progress, and then they just took bits and pieces and like added it to the main universe. You know what I mean? But. So when he was at that temple, and he was, yeah, I remember hearing the guy that died, and he just gave the name for it. I just don't remember what exactly the name was, but I remember something inquisitorious. But when he was at the temple, when he was at the facility, he looked like he was having a bit of trouble, just kind of deflecting them, the bolts, the blaster bolts, and that was more or less kind of like him, shaking off the rust, especially him using the Force the first time to save Leia. So he's really getting back into it. And then
then he started commanding everybody, like, get this, and that. I was like, that's General Kenobi. That's 100% General Kenobi right there.
Right.
But go on.
No, you're good. No, you're completely right. So he's just kind of getting back into like the groove of things, kind of, sort of. And especially even like in Rebels, like I'm sure he's fighting a lot in that show, especially with Maul, of course. But even from episode 4, we saw him just pulling out the old saber, chopping this dude's arm off. Like, don't touch the boy. You know what I mean? He just did that so nonchalant. Whereas the first episode,
there were multiple comics where he had to fight different people on Tatooine. There was actually a point where he fought Chrysanthemum.
That was Order 66 era? I thought that would have been like Clone Wars era. I mean, Empire era.
No.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the Empire. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I don't remember if that would happen like
that because we talked about it during the Book of Boba Fett, but I didn't know that was during the Empire era.
That was he fought him on Tatooine when he was supposed to be in hiding, which is why he had such like a hard time, was because he was trying not to use the Force and trying not to use his lightsaber, and I don't think he had a blaster, so he was having a hard time.
Yeah, sounds like it. But yeah, no, there was a really cool battle scene, and then eventually Leia does lift up the gate. He surrenders. He comes back. They leave. They attempt to leave. The coolest thing happens. It might be my favorite part of the whole episode so far. Vader comes down, right, and he's like, "Where is he?" And she's like, Reva's like, "We've got him in there. Go get him." And then he walks through, and he's just seeing all these dead bodies. And then, where in the hangar part of like that base, they finally get up to leave, and all you see is Vader just
grab it.
Yeah, he just grabs it like Star Killer, and just pulls it down. And he's really having a tough time with it. It's really showing his limits just a little bit. But eventually he does pull it down, and then he just
slams it on the ground
and just ripping it apart. That was cool.
That was cool.
It was
just the pure hatred and anger.
Right. He's like, all right, he's finally here.
Shit.
I'm not letting him leave again. And he's just like,
right.
I don't care who I have to go through. Which also reminds me when Kenobi was trying to, seduce Reva over to his side. After he finally gave himself up, he was like, there's women and children here. Are you really going to let him do it again? And that's
that part.
Like, she really
was
like, yeah, maybe now's the time. I'm not going to side with you, but maybe now's the time for me to kill him. You know what I mean? Which also, I wonder what her plan was. If she did manage to inflict pain on him and like injure him, I wonder what her plan would have been. Ultimately,
I feel like her plan was to like slice him, like kill him right then and there. But my thing is, like, at first we were like, yeah, that's stupid. Like, why are you rushing into this? But it also makes sense why she would, because she waited 10 years.
She doesn't know if she's gonna get another chance.
Yeah, but also she's also impatient.
That's
true. So she's like, okay, I'm planning on doing this shit. And then things don't go as planned. She's like, I've been waiting for this. I'm gonna do it anyway. Screw it. And then goes in for the kill, and obviously didn't work out for her.
Right.
But at the same time, Vader has seen this coming. Like, after the end of the battle, he was like, "Do you think I didn't see like who you were, youngling?"
Right. And
he knew this shit was happening.
He was like, Obi-Wan was wise to use you against me. Which I hope that doesn't put it in her mind that Obi-Wan was just using her, and that he was actually genuinely trying to get her to help him kill Vader, or stop Vader at least.
Yeah, but at the same time, when Obi-Wan ran, I feel like that wasn't part of the plan for her.
What do you mean?
Or maybe
for her to attack him?
Because
attack Vader?
Yeah, because
that was kind of
yeah, I feel like yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like she. Then again, why did she allow them to go back behind the blast doors? I don't know, but I feel like the whole running part was all him, and that was kind of him kind of betraying her in a way.
Okay.
So I feel like he did use her. At the same time, it's not, like, yeah, it's manipulative, but
I mean,
like,
she's an Inquisitor,
it's
right? I
Vader,
mean, he's
and she's
he's
an
just like,
Inquisitor,
she's done enough,
and
but
she's killed a lot of people, and
he's.
he's killed a lot of people. There's got to be a point where,
I feel like he's got a lot of sympathy, though, at least for her, because
Mhm.
she was like, just like the quote,
Perhaps so,
"What look at what
but
you've become, and look at what you've made me," basically, kind of like that,
mhm.
you know. Um,
But
not
there's also the fact that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, which
right.
is,
It's
he's
most
like,
likely
well, I need to
probably
save these people.
right. Yeah, I feel like that's how Obi-Wan thinks nowadays versus how he thought
Mm-hmm.
before, where he always tried to save everyone, and eventually he did end up
Mm-hmm.
doing that, but that was, before the dark times,
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
before the Empire.
before the Empire. I think we pretty much covered everything. Do you
Yeah,
have anything else?
I will. Yeah, I will add that I did like
Oh yeah,
the
what was your favorite part?
flashbacks.
Your favorite part was the
Oh, my
flashbacks?
favorite part. No. That'd be my second favorite part. I'm a sucker for lightsaber battles. My favorite part, in very particularly, my favorite part is when Vader snaps the lightsaber in half and threw her one half.
Yes.
Uh, it's just the message behind that was just
Yeah.
loved it. I loved it so
Yeah.
much.
It was great. I think I already said my favorite. I can't remember what I said it was though. But yeah. That this was a really good episode. Can't wait for
It
next
was,
week.
hmm
Sadly, it's the last episode.
sadly, but all
Hopefully,
good things must come to an end, and they're saying they're going to make a season two,
I'm hoping
which I
they
feel like,
don't.
yeah,
I'm
I feel
really
like
hoping
they
they don't.
shouldn't drag it out.
That's just another
Yeah,
milking it that Disney would love to make a sequel, but Star Wars, George Lucas and Lucasfilm, I know for a fact, I think they would just want to end it after
mhm.
this, but hopefully we don't. But anyways, um,
Anyways,
thank you for listening to this
thank you guys
episode.
for listening. Mhm.
We do stream from time to time on Twitch. You can follow me at twitch.tv/hotpocket61. Follow Tristan at twitch.tv/Apollo Your King. Of
Mhm.
course, he streams on the YouTube. What else is there?
ChaoticCorp.
What else is there?
Well, me personally, but on behalf of the channel, is now sponsored by W Energy. Um, you can go to W. We'll put the link in the description, but it's w.gg. If you use the code King12, you could get 10% off your first order.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool.
So it's like just to like put it in perspective what it exactly is. It's like the powder energy drinks. So it's like you mix it
Oh,
up with
okay. It's
water.
not cans. It's powder. It's a mixture
Yeah,
of
it's
stuff. Okay.
powder. Yeah. But
Nice.
they're the one I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get for myself. There's a $15 starter pack which has like 3 different flavors and a free shaker along with it. So you could sample 3 out of 4 of their flavors that they have already, and then figure out which ones you like. And there you go. And like I said, if you use King 12, you get 10% off of that first order you get.
Nice.
So, and I don't. They didn't say explicitly first order, so try to use it for other orders too. Maybe it'll apply, but you know,
Nice. Very cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank
All
you for
right.
listening.
Thank you guys for listening.
We'll see you later.